Archangel Michael is standing before you with a trembling voice, not in anger, not in threat, but in divine pleading. He says, I am begging for your 2 minutes, because what heaven has released for you is beyond every number, beyond every dream you've ever whispered into your pillow, beyond what any bank account has ever held. Your name, yes, your very name, has been carved into the divine treasury, and today at exactly 7 p.m., the gates that held back your financial flood will break open. I saw your name shining in gold. I saw the amount marked beside it, $55 million, a miracle so precise, it carries the time, the blessing, the breath of God Himself. But my child, it can only fall into your hands if your spirit is open, if your heart receives, if you truly believe this message was not sent to pass by your screen, but to arrest your destiny. This is not about the number, this is about the release. You have been tied for too long in a system that robbed your worth, that delayed your inheritance, that made you question if you are ever seen. But heaven has been watching, documenting, remembering. The long nights when your soul cried in silence, the mornings when you looked at your bank balance with a sigh you couldn't explain to anyone. God didn't forget. He didn't sleep on your promise. That $55 million is not just money, it's restoration for what was stolen, interest for every delay, divine reimbursement for every time you were overlooked while others were elevated. This is your financial justice, sealed by divine command, delivered today not by accident, but by heavenly arrangement. Michael says, you're not poor. You were never poor. They just covered your wealth in lies, hidden documents, closed opportunities, and false names. But now, the light of God is touching the books, the accounts, the corridors where men whispered behind closed doors about what should never reach you. But heaven disagreed. Heaven shouted your name. Heaven overturned the tables. Heaven marked today, 7 p.m., as the divine appointment where your drought ends. This $55 million is not just currency. It is legacy. It is your family's freedom. It is the unlocking of dreams that were paused, visions that were shelved, and projects you were never able to start. This is God's signature on your breakthrough. And if you're wondering why Michael is begging, it's because even angels feel the urgency when miracles are scheduled to arrive. He is not begging for attention. He is begging for your belief. For you to stop scrolling and take this moment seriously, not with fear, but with sacred joy. There is a courier in the spirit carrying documents with your name. There is a number, $55 million, that was not fabricated, but foretold. He says, do not ignore this like you ignored the previous signs. Do not say, maybe later, when heaven is saying now. You must be open. You must receive. You must align. Close your eyes for a moment and breathe. Let heaven enter. Can you feel it? The pressure in the atmosphere shifting? That's not imagination. That's confirmation. A transfer is taking place in realms unseen, and Michael has been cleared to protect your vault, release your name, and escort your miracle into manifestation. This is not about greed. This is about timing. Your season has arrived, and the world will soon see what obedience looks like when paired with favor. You will walk into rooms you were once uninvited to. You will sign contracts you never thought you'd hold. You will weep tears of joy on the same ground where you once bent down in pain. Michael says softly now, I will not force you. I will not threaten you. But I am begging you, open your heart, open your hands, open your spirit. You don't owe anyone an explanation for this shift. But you owe yourself the truth, you were always meant to prosper. Not just survive, but reign. You were marked for abundance, not scraps. This is not a lottery. This is prophecy fulfilled. This is heaven responding to your prayers in the only language you need now: favor, increase, and undeniable overflow. Let your spirit type Amen. Let your hands touch your heart. Let your mind stop doubting. You have waited long enough. Today is the end of almost. Today is the start of overflow. $55 million is not just a number, it's the sound of your tears being heard, your name being honored, and your season being rewritten by God's own voice. Archangel Michael says, you do not understand the weight of what is being written in heaven about you today. You are standing on soil that is pregnant with divine abundance. Even now as I speak, there are heavenly record keepers inscribing your name into the chambers of fulfilled prophecy. Not one tear you've cried has gone unnoticed. Not one silent prayer has disappeared. You thought you were being ignored, but God was building a path so wide, so holy, so covered in fire, that it had to be kept hidden from every eye until it was ready to carry you forward. This $55 million is not just a miracle of money. It is the symbol of your restoration. You were broken, and yet you stayed standing. You were overlooked, but you kept loving. You were tired, but you kept waking up. Now the heavens have unanimously agreed, it is time to repay, not partially, but fully, and with interest pressed down, shaken together, and overflowing. Michael continues, the reason I'm begging for just 2 minutes is not because heaven doubts your value, but because sometimes, earth distracts those who are moments away from breakthrough. Right before the release comes, there is always noise. There is always doubt. There is always a reason to scroll past. But I am standing here not with threat, but with love. You are not late. You are exactly on time. This message is your confirmation. The divine vault that held your generational blessing is no longer locked. I was given the key last night. And when I turned it, I saw scrolls with your name. Scrolls that had been sealed for decades. Prophecies your ancestors whispered into their pillows. Visions they could not fulfill in their time because it was destined to flow through you. Your obedience to keep going, your humility when you had nothing left to give, your kindness even when others used you, all of it was noticed. You thought no one saw. But heaven did. And now, the $55 million that was once held behind veils of delay has been assigned a timestamp, today at 7 p.m. Not next week. Not someday. Today. And I must make this clear to you, not because of fear, but so you understand the urgency of spiritual precision. Heaven does not waste words. When we say 7 p.m., we mean it. Because in the spirit realm, appointments are holy. Miracles are mapped. Your destiny has been scheduled to collide with your reality, and if you open your heart now, it will not pass you by. Let me take you into the spirit for a moment. I want you to see what I see. There is a room in heaven that holds unclaimed inheritances. Some are still waiting, some are marked for future dates. But yours is glowing. Your vault has been activated. Golden light is pouring from it. I saw divine figures standing in a circle around your name. They were discussing the generational weight of your obedience. The way you carried burdens you didn't deserve, and how you still chose love. And in unison, they agreed, this one is ready. And they began to move. Documents were signed. Angelic couriers were assigned. And I, Michael, was appointed as your protector in this moment, not because you are in danger, but because your blessing is so massive, it must be guarded from doubt, from delay, and from every voice that ever told you, you're not enough. Today is not about proving your worth. It is about receiving your inheritance. And let me remind you, this $55 million is not a coincidence. It is connected to unfinished promises from your bloodline. Someone in your lineage made a covenant with heaven. They asked that a specific blessing would fall on a descendant who had the courage to believe. And heaven waited. Generations passed. Names faded. But then came you, humble, faithful, bold, willing to listen to divine nudges when others laughed. And the moment your name rose in the spirit, heaven remembered. The vault began to unlock. The blessing began to move. The number $55 million was not a reward. It was an echo. An echo of a prayer prayed before you were born. A promise sealed in tears, now arriving in glory. Michael now lowers his voice, almost whispering, as he speaks directly to your spirit. You are not here by mistake. You did not open this message out of chance. You were guided here by the hand of heaven. I saw the battle to keep you distracted. I saw the enemy send noise, delay, exhaustion, and confusion, hoping you would miss your moment. But look at you. You're still here. You're reading with your spirit wide open. That's why I'm still speaking. Because I have been sent not just to inform you, but to stand beside you as this miracle lands into your life. I will guard your doors. I will stand over your house. I will make sure no hand touches what God has given you. You must understand, this isn't just a financial blessing. It's a spiritual relocation. After today, things will feel different. You will walk lighter. You will dream bigger. You will begin to see new faces drawn to your energy, because heaven's favor makes you magnetic. The blessing is not just coming to you, it's coming through you. You are the chosen vessel, the carrier of legacy, the one marked by fire and faith. And when this money arrives, it will not just change your life, it will change lives through you. God has seen your heart, your generosity, your secret giving, and your longing to make impact. That is why this miracle has been trusted to you. Heaven doesn't release this kind of abundance to just anyone. It chooses those who carry the kingdom in their hearts. So now, Michael says again, I am begging, not because I doubt your worth, but because the timing is so precise, the moment so holy, that I could not bear to see you miss it. Open your heart. Believe with boldness. Let every lie of lack be silenced. Let every doubt bow to this divine reality. God has chosen you to receive what others thought you'd never touch, $55 million. Not by effort. Not by chance. But by divine release. And it is sealed, today, at 7 p.m. There are moments in time where everything begins to shift without sound, where heaven chooses not to announce with thunder but with stillness, and in that silence, something begins to unlock. You've walked through seasons where nothing made sense, where every effort felt like pouring water into a leaking jar, and yet, you held on. Not because you saw proof, but because something inside whispered that breakthrough wasn't a myth. The divine has seen how you survived without applause, how you kept hoping when you had every reason to give up, and now that faith has summoned what is rightfully yours. This miracle was never out of reach, it was simply being aligned, matured, and timed with such divine accuracy that no hand could claim it prematurely. The number $55 million wasn't created for excitement. It was written long before this moment. It was sealed in heaven's vaults, connected to your name, and guarded until now. There is a spiritual gate that opens only once for certain people, at precise moments, and this is that gate for you. The financial favor that is approaching is tied to restoration far deeper than material. It is heaven making an announcement. That what once crushed you will now serve you, that what tried to bury you will now lift you. This blessing was delayed not to deny you, but to preserve you. Because what's arriving now is not small. It carries the weight of generational freedom. It carries the ability to shift bloodlines, break old cycles, and silence every voice that ever mocked your journey. The doors that once remained shut are now not just opening, they are being shattered. There is no force left that can block the movement heaven has initiated on your behalf. You may not realize this, but the reason your spirit has been feeling heavy was not always warfare. Sometimes the weight is the arrival of glory. The heaviness before the blessing is the pressure of something divine drawing near. What you have been sensing was not confusion. It was the trembling of your soul making room for something greater than it has ever held before. The vaults have not just been opened, they are already pouring. Documents with your name have already been stamped. The miracle did not begin at 7 p.m., it arrives at 7 p.m. The release has already begun. Everything around you will begin to feel strange, different, more alert. Because your atmosphere is shifting. The financial air around you is being transformed. Resources are being rerouted. Contracts are being redirected. Unseen forces are making your name a topic in places your feet haven't even reached yet. This is not about greed. This is about divine justice. You were promised restoration. You were told the wealth of the wicked would find its way to the righteous. And now you are the evidence of that prophecy unfolding. The reason this specific number was shown, $55,000,000, is because heaven does not speak in randomness. 5 represents grace. And when it is doubled, then tripled, it is not just grace upon grace, it is divine multiplication. What you are receiving is not the result of human favor. It is the result of heaven remembering its promise to your lineage. Somewhere along your ancestral line, something was stolen, something was buried, something was unjustly taken. And even though generations passed, heaven kept record. And now the scales are being balanced. Now the scrolls are being fulfilled. Now what was once hidden is being released in full. Let no doubt rob you of what is yours. Let no memory of the past convince you that you are unworthy. You did not arrive at this moment by perfection, but by perseverance. Your heart remained pure even when your hands were tired. You spoke life into others even when your own voice was weak. That is why you have been chosen to receive, not because of status, but because of your spirit. This financial outpouring is more than currency. It is God saying, you are seen. You are ready. You are trusted. And when this blessing arrives, it will not bring stress, it will bring peace. It will not demand explanation, it will produce transformation. You will not need to chase approval. Your life itself will be the testimony. Let today be a turning point. Let it be the day that generations from now will speak of, the day everything changed, not by hustle, not by luck, but by divine design. You may not understand how it will come. But that is not your burden. Your role is not to figure it out. Your role is to be open. To receive. To believe that what is arriving was always yours, but now it is your time to hold it. This moment is sacred. And nothing can cancel what God has declared over your life. The money is not just money. It is the unlocking of something that was never supposed to be delayed this long. Your path was written in brilliance, yet life threw you into spaces that made you question whether your light was ever real. But what you must know now is this: heaven did not forget. It paused the release only so that the wrong hands could not touch what was holy. This $55 million represents not the arrival of wealth alone, but the end of being overlooked, the end of being the one who always gives while silently struggling behind the scenes. It is the breaking of the old financial wall that kept your blessings echoing back to you instead of reaching you. This is not a donation from the heavens, it is a divine transaction, pre-approved, pre-assigned, and sealed with your spiritual signature. There is a shift that happens when divine timing meets divine memory. And that shift is happening around your name right now. The sound of your struggle reached places higher than mountains. It reached the decision rooms in heaven where angels sit to assign compensation. And when your name was spoken, the atmosphere paused. A stillness entered. Because they knew this would not just be a release, this would be a turning of a generational tide. This is why today was chosen, and 7 p.m. specifically set. Heaven is not vague. Heaven is surgical. Every minute leading up to that hour is wrapped in supernatural synchronization. Even now, certain people are being prompted to bless you. Opportunities that seemed locked are softening. People who forgot you will suddenly remember. And when they do, they will not even understand why they feel led to give. But you will know. You will feel it in your spirit. You will say quietly to yourself, "This is what I was waiting for." What is about to happen will not just benefit your hands, it will heal your heart. Because what stung the most wasn't just the lack. It was being in rooms where your worth was not recognized. It was watching others celebrated for what you did in silence. And even in that space, you chose not to speak bitterness. You chose to love anyway. And this is why heaven has chosen to respond to you now, not with small rewards, but with divine overflow. This blessing has your fingerprints carved into it. It won't miss you. It won't skip past you. No matter who doubted you, no matter who thought you wouldn't make it, this moment is already attached to your identity. And no force, no memory, no mistake can cancel it. You have been asking questions in your heart. When will it be my turn? When will I stop having to be strong all the time? The answer is today. Because this is the hour where strength turns into softness. Where burden turns into bloom. Where waiting turns into witnessing. The $55 million is not just a deposit into your life, it is the unlocking of doors you forgot you were even waiting to open. This is why you have felt a heaviness in your chest, a pressure that cannot be explained. It is the signal of transition. Your soul is making room. Your name is expanding. And your life is about to take on a new shape, one where wealth is not a wish, but a reality that walks with you. This miracle will come in such a way that you will know it was never coincidence. It will carry precision. It will carry grace. It will carry the kind of divine confirmation that silences every voice that ever asked, "Are you sure you heard from God?" And when you receive it, you will not feel pride. You will feel peace. Because deep inside, your spirit already knows this was always meant for you. The numbers may look large, but they are not strange. They are familiar. Because your spirit has seen them before. You may not remember the dreams you had as a child. But heaven does. And this financial release is the reunion between your original design and your current reality. They are meeting now. They are aligning now. And nothing will stop it. Let the world continue to guess. Let others scroll past. But not you. You have been marked. You have been seen. You have been chosen to receive, not because you chased money, but because you chased light. And now the light is chasing you back, with interest, with overflow, with undeniable divine reward.